Hey, what's up? This is Jared with the App Podcast. We're going to take a look at iLINGUA Plus. There are several different iLINGUA apps in different languages, but we're going to check out Spanish here first. This app has a very nice feel to it, not like some of the other apps that are kind of clunky, which I have seen some other good English to other language translator apps, but this one just is really easy to use. Has a lot of imagery to make it easier for you to decide what you're looking for. So you choose here from whatever category you would like, and then it gives you these images here, which is kind of neat. So you can scroll really fast by touching the side here, and then really simply you can click on something and it gives you the vocal translation. So now you can kind of hear how it's said so that you don't mess it up when you try and say it. And it gives you, I mean, all of these things here are things that you could say if you were in an office or that you would need to say. It gives you the English, it gives you the Spanish in this instance. I can click over to the side here and view the next category, or I could just go straight home back to the beginning. We have a trainer mode as well that goes in and will start to train us, so we could choose from trainer lists here, but we need to add to them. It says how to add something to the trainer list. Double tap any picture or phrase to bring up the smart menu. Use the add trainer list button. So if you want to get good at certain words, you know, maybe there's certain things you know you're going to need to say on a trip that you're taking, you can go and add those. So let's go and choose one right now. Let's go and choose the flight attendant. So we double tap, and now you see we've got this smart menu. We can do things like look up the Wikipedia, the thesaurus, we can add it to our short list, or we can add it to the trainer. So we've added this one to the trainer. Now let's go back to our menu and, let's go back to the categories and choose hotel lobby. And now we're going to choose the ATM because we're going to need a couple dollars when we get there. So we've added one to the ATM. Now let's go all the way back home and look at our trainer and see what we've got. So we've got our trainer list, and we've we've got a couple of items here for us to learn. So we can click on them once, and it's going to play them. Let's go back. We've got categories and random, so we can do those modes and get randomized and learn on our own without as much help.
Por favor, recójame en esta dirección a las...
Alright, so let's go back here to the menu. We have our short lists, which I did not add any under, but we've got these short lists here in those 3 different colors. So we can have those ones ready to launch. If we didn't need to be trained on them, but we knew that we were going to need them, and we wanted them easily accessible, we can add them to these short lists, which we could create and add a title to quickly access. So this is the Spanish option here. We've got a Japanese version here, which works just as well, the same user interface, but with a different language. So let's go and take a look at some dinner here and view some of these. Now, I thought this one was funny.
Steaky house.
Because it's kind of English, but there are some words, you know, that in other languages are not, they're just English words. And so in other languages, they're actually the English word. So some of these are pretty cool. I like listening to these different languages. I mean, these are not apps that are going to teach you an entire language, but they're going to teach you things that you're going to need if you travel to those areas for business or recreation or whatever it is. Things that you're going to need to know, like how to go get food, how to get to the hotel, different things that are going to get you around town and interact with other people. We also have a Chinese or Mandarin here. Mandarin Chinese, so let's go into categories. We've got all these same categories here, and this works just the same as the other app. So as we're scrolling through, we click on something, and it gives us that translation.
大桥.
And again, if we double tap on something, it brings us in here and shows us a little bit more information on it. If we want to go and look at the Wikipedia, it's actually going to go out to the internet and launch Safari and show us something about whatever it is that we clicked on. So it doesn't do it from within the app, but that's okay. It takes us to Wikipedia, where we know there is a lot more information on the subject. Of course, right here, being in the Mandarin language, I would not know how to read this at all, but that's okay. So going back into the app, these apps are very well put together. They're high quality, the graphics are great, the user interface is good, everything just flows really well in this app. So here we've got our options, we've got our mute, our volume, clear our short lists, or clear the trainer if we wanted to start over on that stuff. Just makes it easier to go and globally clean those out. So definitely check out iLINGUA. It does more than just give you translations. It helps train you so that you can remember those in the future and not have to refer back to the app as often. So definitely really cool. They're inexpensive solutions for, learning things about languages, whereas you'd usually have to buy a book that could cost $10, $20 or something like that. All these three apps here would cost less than the price of one of those books. So definitely check out iLINGUA in the App Store with different languages for you to choose from. Take care, and we'll see you next time on the App Podcast.